Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And this is Maruthi Acharya, and we just completed watching the much awaited film of 2025. The film is finally here. I'm talking about Dhurandhar. Firstly, if you watched the film, you mention your reviews in the comment section below. And Sanjay, in
Yes.
one line, if you have to explain your experience, how was it? Like that.
More or less. Because there's a lot of things happening in the film. It's a 3.5 hour film, right? I would call it more of a drama than an action thriller. I expected a lot of action, a lot of adrenaline, something like Uri, and given the trailer, that seemed the right expectation to have from the film.
Fair.
Here it was more drama, and when it is 3.5 hours, it's not enough action moments, not enough dynamic moments. It tends to suck the energy out. A lot of good things to say about the film as well, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that drain the energy out of me as a viewer.
The film, since the announcement or since the release date, lot of ups and downs, right? So similarly, the experience of watching the movie is also a lot of ups and downs. It is a good film. It is actually a good film. But again, I think one thing that they should have actually, before getting into the details, the expectations around the film are based on the trailer. It is supposed to be an action entertainer, is how I expected, but it turned out to be a good, intense drama.
Firstly, what worked for me in the film are the performances. First of all, Ranveer Singh and his look. I know I left my hair open today because we are doing a Dhurandhar review, and it was for Ranveer Singh, but I can't even imagine the kind of efforts that Ranveer Singh put along with that look and the intensity, the gruesome shoots, the locations they were in.
Yeah.
The kind of action they were doing, the kind of movements, all those things, it kind of places emphasis on why Ranveer Singh became the Ranveer Singh we know, right? Yes, he has had a few flops in between. When Ranveer Singh is fully invested in a project, this is how a performance looks. So Ranveer Singh did a brilliant job. Akshaye Khanna did a brilliant job for me. He was absolutely amazing. I think this film was mostly about the two of them, along with all the other characters. We get a glimpse of Sanjay Dutt, we get a glimpse of Arjun
Madhavan.
Rampal. R. Madhavan did a good job too, but this film for me was mostly about Akshaye Khanna and Ranveer Singh, and I feel like there in that department they aced it.
All the other performances are good, but Ranveer Singh especially, he has been on and off for me in terms of his off-screen presence, and I think a lot of people agree with that. As usual, on screen, he never disappointed, and in this film also he didn't disappoint. All the other performances also were really good, but what actually caught my attention while watching the film is production values and ambition. I think that's for me above the performances also. My god, the locations, the production values, cinematography, the amount that went into not just casting all these big actors, but every single penny that went into the film looks phenomenal on big screen. So I think the ambition and production values are really good.
Along with that, the production is really good because I felt like the production and the efforts by the production department that had gone into the film in terms of the technical departments individually. Again, I say individually because there's a serious reason over there.
Yeah.
Individually, from the set design to the music department to cinematography, everybody have done a really good job. You get that sense, you get that touch, the gritty nature of the world they are in.
Yeah.
All of that you can feel that essence through the film, which is why all these departments have done a really good job with the work they had in their hand.
Of course, especially action department also. See, from the trailer itself, we understood it is going to be visually stunning. Music also was a phenomenal hit, and it deservingly so. Individually, all the songs are really good. Technically the film is sound. But action department also did a really good job because the locations that they've shot and the way they have used the locations also in some of the action sequences, though there are not a lot of action sequences, but whatever was there, it was impactful. It did land.
Now getting to the drawbacks of the film. First of all, yes, this film does deserve a two-part. It does have the material, it does have the content. But does the first part deserve to be 3.5 hours long is a big question that I walked out with. I honestly feel like it didn't really need that. The point is, this film is called Dhurandhar. The film should mostly be about Dhurandhar, and that is where the central theme is, that is where all the dynamism is. But the film does deviate into a lot of tangents trying to establish and set the groundwork, much like how a web series would, treat so many characters and build all these characters. If it was a web series, it would be justified, but for a film, it felt like this particular scene is cool, but is it needed? No. There were a lot of instances like that which felt like, when you take into picture a 3.5 hour drama, it doesn't really feel good.
Though I will still want to put the world building and character development on the positive sides of the film, because I usually enjoy dramas a lot, intense conversations. There's this one scene, I don't want to give a spoiler, where it is basically some incident happening and there are shots and reactions of how everybody is reacting, and mostly Ranveer Singh is in the center. That scene, man, I think even though there are a lot of intense, gory action sequences where you feel like, yeah, punch. But the punch that scene actually gave, that's the power of drama. So that comes from character development and world building. So even though it is in a way hit and a miss, I will tell you why. But it works for me in most of the portions, so I'll still put it in the positive. But why it is a hit and a miss is because of screenplay and editing. My God, the screenplay, see, first of all, them choosing to tell the story in a very linear format, especially from the proceedings where they started to where the film first part ended, it's pretty linear. They're introducing characters, they're building dramas, love track, even though the character is contributing to the story, but how much of it is really needed? Were there different ways? Again, all of that comes in how your screenplay is written and how you treat characters. Because of all of this, the way the screenplay was dealt, the way editing was handled, I think there are some shots where there is no continuity. There are some shots where the Foley sounds are missing. So there is a lot of patchwork that you can see in the overall. Again, as a viewer, you are not supposed to see when you're watching it for the first time. Maybe second time, third time, it's okay. The editing pattern also, right? That editing pattern in a way kind of destroyed lot of the other technical contributions is what I would say. I know it's a big claim, but because music, the most viral track, the Dhurandhar track, or the Karwa, which I am vibing to, I think the edit which they put for the song, it didn't sit well. The overall edit of the film didn't work for me at all. I think that's the biggest drawback of the film.
The comparison between Uri and this film is bound to be, right?
In that
Patriotic
sense.
essence of a film, right? So in that sense, I felt like Uri had so many of those powerful. Yes, this one has the punch with the gore or the action that they were doing, and one of, ooh, that is the reaction we were getting. But with Uri, if you just remember that one scene, the little girl and the whole army base scene, that is such a goosebump inducer that you just, there's a good possibility a couple of teardrops might, at least a couple of teardrops might also come. Unfortunately, in this film, even the whole Gayal hu isliye ghatak hu dialogue, it lands, but it doesn't make you feel that. It doesn't give you that rush. So I felt like that is the thing which was missing the most in the film. For me personally, that is the biggest drawback in Dhurandhar.
The kind of story that they are saying, it requires more of emotional connect and emotional high. At least, again, there are some scenes, there are some really good scenes where you will feel that. But considering 3-hour, 25-minute duration, there is scope for a lot of such moments as what I personally felt. And when you see the scope and there is no such scene landing there, where it actually kind of disappoints you. So I think that's another reason why Dhurandhar is not there. It's just good.
Yes, we do have quite a few complaints about the film, but if you just look at it from a point of view of abandonment of everything expected from the film through the trailer, Dhurandhar is a good film. To be completely honest, there were a couple of people in the audiences who, were clapping for the film after the film ended as well. But there was just enough people who were, fully silent. In my personal opinion, it is right there in the middle. It's not absolutely amazing that you will run around, asking all of your friends to go and watch the film.
Correct.
Fully root for the film. Neither is it something that you would call bad and will be dismissive about it. It gives you a lot of information under the guise of, inspired by true events. It is also just that it's just too long.
Yes, what do you think about Dhurandhar? Mention that in the comments below as well, because we would like to know how it is connecting with you.
Still, if you were interested in the film, do make sure to go to the theaters and watch the film. This will be our stance forever.
Yeah, and do be a lot of reviews, reactions, analysis videos. Recently, I made a video about Nandamuri Balakrishna, and at 65, how is he still able to make fans enjoy and believe physics-defying stunts again? Do not miss any of that. Like, share, and subscribe.
We also write a lot of stuff. So do make sure to visit the India Today website and check out our stuff. You just need to type our names and you will find a lot of things over there. Just give it a read also. If you're not an avid viewer, if you're a reader, we got content there too.
Yes, with that, this is Maruthi Acharya.
I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And you're watching India Today.